right, so I have just gotten out of my first physical therapy appointment after my knee surgery, and I am just so relieved and pleased that this is going to be so much easier than the knee that I had done last year. We knew that the right knee was worse, like it was more damaged, and it had several types of damage. Like it had the wear and tear kind of damage that they both had, but also I had fallen on it and done some damage to the cartilage there in a different area, so they had to do what's called an Oates procedure and transplant. I don't know. Anyway, last time I had been locked in this brace, which you can't see. I had been locked in the brace for 6 weeks with my leg completely extended and no weight bearing. And it was a much more painful surgery. I cannot describe to you how awful it was. The moment I woke up, it was excruciating pain. My quad, I couldn't even stand to flex it. It hurt so much, and I don't know if that is from them releasing that tendon to let the kneecap track more properly, or if it was from the Oates procedure or what. But I do know that last time the nerve block did not work, and this time it did, because my whole foot and leg and everything was numb for at least 24 hours. I did not wake up in excruciating pain this time. Definitely a plus for me. But first physical therapy today, he had unlocked my brace last week to 60 degrees, and it really felt pretty fine then, and I think it's because my quads weren't dead. Last time, I had been hobbling on my left leg, and so my right quad was just, it was so much skinnier than the other one. I kept thinking my knee was swollen. I'm like, dang, look in the mirror, look how big my knee looks. It wasn't that the knee was so big, it was that those muscles had atrophied so much. So the quad, I couldn't stand to fire it, and then the calf muscle also was really bad because I hadn't been able to weight bear, and so my calf was, kind of in the same boat, so I was super weak and super tight. Well, this time, as soon as he unlocked that brace to 60, I was like, let's see if I can go. Okay, what else you got? Like the skin was tight, like the scar wants to pull, but it ain't nothing compared to last time. Now it is swollen and itchy, probably just from wearing the ACE bandage all day, but it kind of seems to help with the swelling, kind of like compression socks, but the compression socks only come up so high, and I don't feel like pulling the compression sock up over that incision would be a good thing. So, good times at physical therapy. I'll be there 3 times a week for 6 weeks. I am betting, she let me bend it as much as I felt comfortable to do today without the brace on, and she said I went to 85 degrees, which is just fantastic. It was starting to feel tight, like the skin, scar tissue and everything is a little tight, but she was just like, we're gonna have to slow you down, aren't we? And I was like, I guess, I don't know, man. As much standing and walking as I do, it really has worked my muscles, and I'm very glad about that. So I can definitely not complain. I almost wonder if they will even have me finish the 6 weeks, or if, at some point they say, you kind of look like you're done after 4. I would be okay with that, because Lord have mercy, I'm gonna have to pay for every single bit of it, because I did last time. Because they said, hey, go call your insurance and ask them what they'll cover of physical therapy. And Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi said, we don't cover any of it. And I was like, what? They said, well, you just pay for it until you meet your deductible, and then we'll cover 80% or whatever. Brother, I did not meet my deductible, and I paid for 12 weeks of physical therapy. That junk's expensive. Like, every visit was like $250 3 times a week for 12 weeks. I did not meet my $13,000 deductible that whole time. I did not end up meeting my deductible until voluntarily took my child to occupational therapy because the pediatrician recommended it when we were chasing down our diagnosis of dyslexia. And, you know, honestly, it probably didn't help her a ton, but it helped me. And that's worth plenty right there. Now, she enjoyed it. She loved going. But they had swings and they had vibration plates. And I didn't know that that would be helpful. It makes sense now that I think about it, because I do have some sort of level of understanding of child development and whatnot, and that physical stimulation can, you know, affect your brain, and that your level of coordination with your body can be connected to things like reading and reading comprehension. So anyway, we did eventually meet the deductible, but it was a miracle. Like a family of 4, it took us in that level of intensity, that much surgery, physical therapy and whatnot. It took supposedly they're gonna up our pay for $2,000 a year. Like, I'll take it, but I thought we were saying that $6,000 to $7,000 was how much we lacked being like on par with the rest of the country. Oh, well, here's $2,000, hush. And they're supposedly going to contribute some money to PERS, the Public Employees Retirement System. So it hopefully won't fall apart, we hope. So glad I got in on, what am I called? A legacy employee. Because I was employed prior to 2006, maybe. I started in 2005. I was a lucky little baby. I remember even in 2005, they said, do you want your paycheck spread out over 12 months, or do you want it to be, you know, like you get a paycheck during the school year only? And I'm like, what kind of question is that? Why would I not want it spread out? Like, I guess I could sit down and be disciplined about it, but why go through that? But whatever. I also remember that they would not allow me to opt out of the retirement system. I do remember that, because I would have probably. And I did not take the health insurance that year because I didn't need it. So I didn't take it out. I'm glad I have it now. I feel like we could probably find cheaper health insurance, but maybe not for me, because I have a pre-existing condition or two. So I do think it would be a good idea for us to look at possibly shopping around for the kids, though, because I forget how much I pay for my health insurance plus both of them. Oh, it is abysmal, and it's not like it's even good insurance. So yeah, we probably need to look at that. I mean, if I retire in 5 years, I guess I will still have to have them on my insurance one way or another. But man, it's just a mess. Like, I really need to keep teaching like 3 more years, because I won't be eligible for Medicare, and I'll be 49 if I retire at 25 years. And y'all, I should have been 47 if I had not laid out 2 years because of circumstances of life. Like, that health insurance is gonna be a hot mess. I'm gonna have to like drop a bus or something.